Our team, Circa, found inspiration in art history as we considered how we would convey Yaya's views on the government, the economy, and the family to you all.
In the mid 1800s, exclusive galleries like Francis Salon and Royal Academy sanctioned realist painters and luxe crowds, but turned away impressionists and lowly commoners.
Since the outcasts didn't conform, the Impressionists, a title bestowed as an insult but owned with pride, moved on to create their own space. For it wasn't the names of the Salon or Royal Academy that the artists wanted so fiercely, it was the opportunity to do and create what they loved.
In a way, the Yaya demographic is the Impressionist group of today. 18 to 24-year-olds are not entirely understood, and they're often discredited because they don't follow the status quo.
In this presentation, we will guide you through a gallery curated by Yaya individuals themselves and provide 6 key insights which will allow you to fully understand and appreciate the space Yaya consumers are creating for themselves. Welcome to the Gallery of Now.
Our first key insight is that Yaya consumers have a layered sense of identity. Our research shows this sense is significantly shaped by their online and offline communities.
Half of survey respondents identified as part of an online community. This could include a sports fan base, a gaming community, or a television or movie fandom. Social media has also created avenues for identities grounded in the subculture.
Yaya individuals also are closer with their friends and their families than other demographics. 65% agree with the statement, "It is important for me to remain close to my family." Furthermore, 6 in 10 Yaya individuals find it important to have their family on board when they make big life decisions.
This trend extends to friends as well. Roughly 4 in 10 people within the Yaya age group find it difficult to make a life decision different from what their friends are doing. Additionally, 45% indicated that they do not feel comfortable moving to a place where they don't know anyone.
Despite finding significant belonging and identity in community, Yaya individuals also seek personalization and uniqueness. When asked to choose between a luxury product or a product that was unique to them, 68% chose a unique product.
This layered sense of identity has significant implications for marketing success. Family is a huge source of comfort, stability, and identity for Yaya individuals. Therefore, it is key for you to prioritize this connection in your products and messaging. We foresee a growth in the demand for items that provide connectivity and messaging services.
Yaya individuals pride themselves on their uniqueness and lack of conformity. Avoid one-size-fits-all messaging and generalization.
Our next insight is plugged in and disconnected. The events of 2020 have changed how Yaya individuals connect with their communities, for better or for worse. Overall, Yaya consumers have plugged into the news, but unfortunately, they're also overstimulated and struggle to find meaningful connections.
3 in 4 Yaya individuals indicated that they are more aware of the news and current events than they were before 2020. They also prefer to get their news from social media. The most popular platforms for news gathering are Instagram and YouTube, followed by TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitter.
However, despite feeling more aware of current events, consuming the news is not uplifting for the majority of the Yaya demographic. 66% feel less optimistic after consuming the news.
When asked how the events of 2020 have changed their perspective, 6 in 10 survey respondents feel less connected to their community, and nearly 1 in 4 feel much less connected. What's more, 50% felt less cared for by their community after 2020.
When it comes to feeling empowered, survey results were mixed. 54% feel less empowered after the events of 2020. However, it's important to note that while Black respondents and white respondents indicated they felt much less empowered at roughly the same rate, Black respondents were more likely to say they felt much more empowered than white respondents.
You can be confident that Yaya individuals are aware of current events and news items, especially if they're trending on social media sites. Marketers need to look for opportunities to highlight good news and positive stories. Be cautious of seeming pessimistic or creating content that seems to play off of anxiety. Look for innovative opportunities to highlight people showing up for one another.
Our next insight is betwixt and between. According to our data, Yaya individuals are evenly split on how they feel about the future of US society or the current state of American institutions.
Just over half of respondents think that the United States is the greatest country in the world. Survey results suggested that political partisanship plays a role in perceptions of the United States. Those who indicated that they were strongly affiliated with either political party were more likely to have strong feelings about this topic.
While 58% resonated with the statement, 10 years from now, the United States will be a better society than it is today, anxiety and fear appeared when they were asked to identify their feelings about the future of American society. It's clear that YAYA individuals have mixed feelings about what the United States will have to offer in the future.
You should be hesitant to clearly define what's next because YAYA consumers don't have that confidence. Their feelings are contradictory and can change on a dime during these formative years of early adulthood. You should also carefully evaluate any decision to appeal to a sense of patriotism or national pride, which can be a major turnoff for younger consumers with a pessimistic outlook for the country's future.
Our next insight is anxiety breeds action. YAYA individuals are anxious about a variety of issues facing our society. In our survey, YAYA individuals were asked how frequently they worry about specific issues on a scale from always to never. The most frequent worries for our respondents were police brutality, sexual harassment, discrimination, and a global pandemic. Roughly 1 in 3 always worry about these issues. Additionally, 1 in 4 worry about the threats of mass shootings, unemployment, and climate change. And finally, 1 in 5 indicated they always worry about the threat of an economic recession, terrorist attacks, and the destabilization of the government.
Beyond individual stressors, YAYA consumers are also worried about society as a whole. 3 in 4 identified that they feel anxious when thinking about the future of US society.
While YAYA individuals are anxious and concerned, they aren't waiting for someone else to come along and fix things. Surprisingly and conclusively, 1 in 3 indicated they feel individuals should be most responsible for solving social problems facing our country today. Moreover, 3 in 4 think their actions can create a positive change in society. Finally, 2 in 3 think their generation will make the world a better place.
This activist mindset is reflected in our data. In the past year, 84% of respondents engaged in an activist activity, which we defined as the practice of taking direct action to achieve political or social goals. The most popular actions were keeping up with the news, voting, reading materials to educate yourself on a topic, and signing petitions.
YAYA consumers want brand messaging that helps ease their anxiety and stress about the future, but they can see through a facade. You should take care to maintain honesty and transparency in your marketing efforts. YAYA consumers seek out opportunities to do good in their communities. Marketers can capitalize on this by providing consumers with options to give back and emphasize corporate social responsibility in charitable giving efforts.
Our next insight is authenticity and assurance. When evaluating brands before making a purchase decision, YAYA consumers expect authenticity. The more assured they are in a brand's integrity, the more likely they are to purchase. YAYA individuals are generally cynical of brands taking action on social issues, with 3 in 4 saying that they are skeptical of brands that claim to support a social cause. Not to mention, 72% of respondents agree with the statement, companies will pretend to do good just so I will buy from them.
However, taking a stand on social issues is still expected. Roughly 2/3 of YAYA consumers agree they would stop buying for a company or brand that behaves in a way which doesn't align with YAYA consumers' values. This data stresses how important it is for brands to assure consumers that their brand is authentic. It's encouraging data for brands who were previously wary of taking a stand on social issues. According to our survey data, 6 in 10 think it is authentic when a brand posts on social media in support of a social cause or releases a press statement taking a stand on a social issue. Additionally, 74% said it is authentic when a brand donates a percentage of its profits to a social or charitable cause.
For you to be successful, you need to be both authentic and assuring in your messaging. It's crucial to show consumers exactly what steps your brand is taking to make a difference in the world. By making a commitment to practicing authenticity and taking a stand on social issues, you have the opportunity to be top of mind with YAYA consumers.
Our final insight is that for YAYA consumers, money talks. Ultimately, YAYA consumers prioritize cost over social stances. YAYA individuals were careful and deliberate with their spending and saving habits. Our data overwhelmingly showed that the YAYA demographic is prioritizing a secure future rather than one-time experiences. When asked if they would rather spend $5,000 on a vacation or invest the money, more than 70% of survey respondents chose to invest.
Additionally, 65% follow a budget or set financial goals, which shows their frugality and dedication to their own future. Forbes labels them as the pragmatic generation, who are ultimately motivated by having a secure life outside of work.
This is especially true for members of the YAYA demographic who have personally witnessed some form of financial insecurity. More than half of respondents who had experienced food or employment insecurity said that financial stability was extremely important.
The Yaya market is motivated by career success more so than personal relationships. When Yaya individuals were asked to consider what they need to have a successful life, having financial security, a job with benefits and purpose, and money saved for retirement were ranked more highly than having kids, getting married, or earning a college degree.
Marketing implications for this insight are as follows. Yaya consumers need to be shown why they should put their money towards something. This is not an age group prone to impulse buying. There are opportunities for finance companies to reach a new generation.
Moreover, Yaya consumers are incredibly career oriented and have an interest in saving for the future. When looking to hire within the Yaya market, be transparent with salary and benefits.
Art can move people to do many different things. The same can be said about the last 12 months. For this reason, it's difficult to predict which direction Yaya consumers will go. But what we do know is that 18 to 24-year-olds are feeling disconnected from society and each other. That's where you all come in.
Marketers have the ability to create community. Tap into this potential and inspire young people to redesign and remold the country's social, political, and economic landscapes the way they need you to. It will benefit you to listen closely to the next segment of the SWOY webcast as Tandem delves deeper into the ways that you can impact the physical and digital lives of Yaya consumers.